Oceanside City Council will make a final vote on the Eddie Jones project. We'll tell you what's at stake.
Airbnb is cracking down on Memorial Day weekend parties. We'll show you what the platform is looking out for and how you could be blocked from a listing.
A 31-year-old high school student aide is under arrest, accused of having a sexual relationship with an underage student.
The U.S. Navy sailor accused of making a bomb threat on a plane was on orders to go to an exercise in Hawaii.
The downtown homelessness center is about to take on a new life. See the transformation bringing hope and housing to those who need it most.
She needs blood transfusions every 2 weeks to survive. Meet the 11-year-old girl with a rare blood disorder and details on an event this weekend that can help.
Here at Escondido High School, the future farmers of America want to learn about agriculture until the cows come home.
CBS 8 News live at 6:30 starts right now.
As we come on the air tonight, the Oceanside City Council is meeting to vote on a controversial warehouse project. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Steve Price, in tonight from Marcelo Lee. CBS 8's Esmeralda Perez is live outside that meeting with why the public is pushing back against this proposal. Good evening, Esmeralda.
Hey, Steve, Carlo. So this meeting marks a key step in deciding what happens next in regards to the proposed Eddie Jones project. Now, it's a plan that the City Council will vote on tonight that's faced some strong pushback from some residents. Now, the proposed project would combine warehouse, manufacturing, and office space. About a year ago, we covered a rally where residents voiced concerns about the project's potential impact on their neighborhood. Now, people living near the site have pushed back against the size of its location and possible issues with emergency access. In response to community feedback, developers added a right turn lane into the project site. Now, about a year ago when I spoke with the Eddie Jones project's community engagement liaison, she told me they had commissioned an economic study that estimated the project would bring about 1,400 new jobs to the area. Now, tonight's meeting will decide whether to stick with the Planning Commission's approval, which means the project moves forward, or to overturn their approval, which would mean the project is effectively denied.
A developer that specializes in this kind of development, that can do it thoughtfully and respectfully, I think is really important, and it ultimately moves this project in this area and Oceanside forward.
This particular project, though, is a full-scale mega truck terminal, and I don't know why we would put that 2 miles from the beach, right? We're in, we have the Prince of Peace Abbey up on top where they do retreats.
And back out here live, we're going to continue to be here on site and listening to see what happens next, what the City Council votes on tonight. And I can tell you there's so many people here and there's so many speakers expected to take this down tonight. And we'll go ahead and keep you updated at news at 10 and 11 to see what the City Council ultimately votes on tonight. For now, back to you.
Thanks, Esmeralda. A 31-year-old student support aide is facing multiple charges tonight, accused of having a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old student. Sheriff's deputies were called to Mar Vista High School in Imperial Beach on Monday. Following their investigation, they arrested Lisette Velez today. She was booked into Las Colinas Detention Facility. She's employed by RO Healthcare. That's a third-party contractor used by the school. She's due in court Friday. We're hearing from more people who were on that Hawaiian Airlines flight delayed for hours by an unfounded bomb threat yesterday.
35-year-old John Stea, a Navy sailor, is now facing charges of making a false threat. Passengers reported that he was showing odd behavior even before getting on the plane. In fact, many thought he was drunk.
I could tell he was, on something, drunk or high or something of some sort, because he had that look about him. And he laughed. He was laughing as he fell down. And then got back up.
We saw him before we got on the plane. He had dropped his luggage, and then he was stumbling everywhere, and he was just being weird.
Tonight we've also learned that Stea wasn't heading to Hawaii for a vacation, but instead was on a military assignment. CBS 8's Abby Black will have more on that mission and what the sailor's family is saying tonight. That's coming up in our next half hour. A decorated military veteran was sentenced to 2.5 years in federal prison today. Troy Smith pleaded guilty to 2 counts of intent to distribute drugs. Last September, he was in a small plane that made an emergency landing on State Route 76 in Oceanside. Prosecutors say Smith had a brick of cocaine in his backpack that he tried to hide in the bushes next to the road. A small amount of cocaine and a wad of cash were also found on him. The 21-year-old pilot, who has not been charged, had been training Smith to become a pilot. Ahead of Memorial Day weekend, Airbnb is once again working to stop parties held at their listings.
CBS 8's Alex Lai is live in Mission Beach, where there are many rentals, with more on how this technology works. Alex?
Well, Carlo, this anti-party technology is used on major holidays. That includes Memorial Day and the 4th of July weekends. What happens is when a guest goes to try to make a booking, there are more than 100 signals looking to see if they might be throwing a party. Now, this is all designed to keep residents and neighbors safe.
At times, it is kind of a lot of people all at once, especially on the weekends.
Residents like Acacia Hernandez, who lives near many rentals at Mission Beach, says crowds ramp up during the holidays.
But I do expect large volumes of people for this upcoming Memorial Day and 4th of July weekend. It should be pretty crazy.
To keep things from getting too crazy, Airbnb is using anti-party technology. The system flags certain booking attempts, like 1 or 2 night stays in entire homes, especially if they're made last minute or by guests who live nearby.
And so if they're looking to book a listing that's only a mile or 3 miles from their house, that might be something that triggers a signal.
Emily Simons, an Airbnb spokesperson, says if flagged, guests are redirected from entire home listings.
So they might instead be directed to options to book a room or a couple rooms or a studio.
This is the 4th year Airbnb is using this technology, and they say it works.
The incidence of these parties is already extremely low. It's below 0.06% in California.
In fact, Airbnb says last year around 51,000 people were blocked or redirected from booking entire homes in the U.S. over these 2 holiday weekends. That includes more than 7,000 in California and 350 in San Diego.
So we know that at the end of the day, we might be called a party pooper, but that is all in the name of safety and ensuring that Airbnbs continue to serve and strengthen their communities.
This special tech adds another layer of protection on top of Airbnb's year-round party ban and screening systems. It's used on Memorial Day, the 4th of July, Halloween, and New Year's weekend.
I feel like it's positive to just continue to create safety so that the residents here feel like they can relax and actually enjoy their time by the beach.
And if you think you got flagged by the system by accident, you can always reach out to Airbnb customer support and get that fixed. Regardless, this is a great reminder that coming up this weekend, be mindful of your neighbors and make sure to stay safe. Back to you.
Nice to see Airbnb is doing something. Alex, thank you. We are working to learn more tonight after a human foot was found at Torrey Pines State Beach. The California State Parks Department says it was spotted around 11:30 this morning north of Flat Rock, halfway to Tower 1. State Park says it is conducting an investigation. Stay with CBS 8. We will update you as we learn more.
Chula Vista's mayor is touting the city's efforts tonight after a new report shows a nearly 7% drop in homelessness across the city. Mayor John McCann says the city's plan to partner with various nonprofits helped contribute to this decrease.
We went ahead and were proactive at creating a bridge shelter and then passing one of the strictest homeless encampment bans in the county. And with our great personnel and our homeless outreach team, we've seen the numbers of homelessness decrease.
The data comes from the point-in-time count that was conducted back in January, and you can find more information about that report on our website, cbs8.com. This building has served as a critical lifeline for San Diegans in crisis, and as CBS 8's Brian White explains, it's about to go through a major transformation to offer not only more services, but also stability.
The corner of 14th and Imperial in downtown San Diego is about to get a new lease on life. The city council voting unanimously to allow the sale of this building to Father Joe's Villages for $7.9 million. Right now, it serves as a central access point for shelter referrals, case management, and crisis services run by the San Diego Housing Commission.
It's like a one-stop shop. for folks that are in a housing crisis.
But within a few years, it'll look very different. The new site won't just help people in crisis, but house them too in an 18-story, 164-unit affordable housing complex built and operated by Father Joe's.
The Father Joe's mission is all about breaking the cycle of homelessness one life at a time and just recognizing the common humanity that we share.
The $115 million project includes a mix of mainly studios and one-bedrooms with rents ranging from around $650 to $1,500 a month. The new homes will be income restricted for at least 55 years and come with wraparound services.
At the end of the day, housing is what breaks the cycle of homelessness.
This isn't Father Joe's first time tackling housing at this scale. Just next door, they opened a 14-story tower 3 years ago, helping more than 500 people find stability.
We don't judge them for their circumstances. They're in their circumstances for whatever reason, but we're here to give them a helping hand.
If all goes to plan, construction could start next year and be complete 3 years from now. In the meantime, the city is working to relocate the existing homelessness response center.
It'll stay in the downtown area is the goal. There's a huge need downtown. People know we're here, so we want to find a place nearby.
The site will be built on a strong foundation, literally. Father Joe's Villages plans to keep the existing 3 floors and build 15 more above it. A symbolic transformation with deep roots in a sense of community and hope. In downtown, Brian White, CBS 8.
Now, without question, more affordable housing definitely needed in the city.
The demand is there. And
it is there.
More demand than even that will provide for sure.
All right, still ahead, an unarmed nuclear missile launches from Southern California.
We'll show you the video and explain why it happened coming up next, plus why State Farm is looking to raise property insurance rates again.
But first, a heart-stopping rescue caught on camera as first responders help an injured climber who was clinging to the side of a cliff.
And it was a hot day in some areas of San Diego County, but things are going to cool down in time for the Memorial Day weekend. Your 7-day forecast is coming up.